Thanks for taking the time. Really excited to have you on doing a little snippet for the podcast. Do you mind giving a bit of an introduction to who you are and what you do and what you're hoping to get from the day?
Thanks, Will. I'm Renos Sava. I'm Head of Innovation and Venture Development at Discovery Park. That means I work in the BD office, so my job is to engage with businesses and to do something for the business that employs me. I'm also in charge of the Ventures Fund, Discovery Park Ventures. We're moving into a new phase of the fund, and it's been put on my shoulders to try and manage what that's going to look like going forward. So that's been interesting. So what interests me at the moment, unsurprisingly, since I've got a spotlight on the ventures, is the funding situation for biotechs right now, because I believe in biotech. I believe in startup, and anybody who's involved in this sector knows it's a tough climate right now. So what I'm hoping to get from this event is to meet more biotechs and more investors and try and be the reaction chamber for them. At Discovery Park, we also are able to offer founders at very early stages access to free co-working labs, among other things.
Nice, awesome. And is there anything that you're particularly excited about at the moment? Be it here, be it looking out at the landscape, any exciting biotechs that you're looking at? What's really lighting you up right now?
So we run a program called Discovery Spark, and we align our interests with people like venture builders or accelerators. And so what excites me is that there's so much focus on different sectors across the sector as a whole, and so it's exciting to find that even in such a tough climate there's people still interested in focusing down on oncology, focusing down on cardiac, focusing down on new devices, focusing down on crossovers like environmental and climate with respect to manufacture and scale up of therapeutic molecules, because it's a big pollution problem. No one likes talking about it. So these kind of things excite me, that there's always something new, and that I'm fortunate enough to run a program where I meet a lot of founders who think I'm going to do it and I'm going to do it better.
Yeah, it must be really exciting to see things that are in the real early stages and being like getting to be part of that and nurture that along the way. What advice would you give to people who are really early? We've seen some pitches today up on the stage. What kind of advice do you have for people right in those early stages?
You are as smart as you may or may not say you are, but an investor doesn't really care about that. They're making a presumption that that is correct. What they want to know is, why do you want their money, and why should they trust you with their money, and how they're going to make a lot more money by giving you that money. So if you go in there talking machine code to them, you can walk straight back out again with no money like you walked in. If you want the money, talk to this person like a person at the bus stop who is not a scientist, and tell them why. If only I had 25 million quid, I would do this, and not so many people would die. Tell them that.
Nice. And is there anything else that you think as a general outlook on the industry, on the space, on the area that you're focused on, that you think that are potential opportunities or potential challenges that are coming up over the next 6, 12, 18 months?
I think the challenges are for the specialists in the sector. So one of the trends we're seeing is that companies that do contract services of all sorts, from research to law to recruitment, they're all seeing a much tougher market. And the main reason for that, again, comes back to the money. If people haven't got the money to pay for these services, there's less demand for them. However, if I'm speaking again to these founders, I'd say, if you don't ask, you don't get. Ask them, what kind of a deal can you do me? Because I haven't got any money right now, but I'm not intending for that to be the case very long.
So in this kind of a climate, obviously it's very different raising money for your startup. Like, what do people need to go into that process thinking about or being prepared for whether it's longer deal cycles, whether it's decisions just taking more time, whether it's additional due diligence, what should people be prepared for so they don't get despondent when things aren't going their way immediately?
So we hear a lot about founder resilience, and then people wonder which shop you buy that in. Actually, you develop it. Get ready to be disappointed on a regular basis. Get ready for people to not turn on a matchstick with your amazing idea. It's going to take people a long time to come to a conclusion because there's more people asking. They've got much more homework to do to sort out which ones they should be most interested in. And it might take a while for you to get an answer. You might go quite a long way down the track and still get pipped. This will be resilience. Deal with it.
And if you were in their shoes and you're able to give yourself one bit of advice, what one bit of advice would you give yourself right now?
If people, know those people. My one thing when I was an entrepreneur, which I've done 2 or 3 times and advised people over the years, is I wish I'd known that person a year earlier. Or when somebody comes to me and says, I've got this big problem, I'll say, no, you haven't. Meet this person. It's people. It's meeting people, having the right conversations, and just getting up in the morning being prepared to say the same thing again and again. Groundhog Day. Watch the movie. Live the dream.
Sounds exciting.
Depends if you like Bill Murray, doesn't it?
Renos, thanks a lot for taking the time. Really appreciate it. And I'm sure this will be valuable.
It's been a pleasure.